Now, Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations present
Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you Van Heflin in Cornell Woolrich's famous 3 o'clock, a suspense play produced and directed by Anton M. Leader.
Friends, get in step. Give your car a rep for pep. Replace those narrow gap spark plugs with wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. Your car will idle smoother, smooth as silk and satin. Give you tip-top power and performance on leaner gas mixtures. Actually save gas dollars. That's right, actually save gas dollars. Autolite regular type spark plugs have long been standard factory equipment on many leading makes of cars and trucks. And now 6 of these leading makers of cars and trucks have switched to Autolite resistor type spark plugs for factory installation on their new 1949 models. The new Autolite resistor spark plugs are the spark plugs of today and the future. Remember, you're right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents Van Heflin in a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Francie signed her own death warrant. She signed her own death warrant, didn't she? You're a good husband to her, and yet she's two-timing you with another man, isn't she? And you made up your mind weeks ago to kill her, didn't you? Well, now, at the last second, what are you waiting for? You've got everything down here you need to do the job. That box near the wall filled with explosive, 2 copper wires already capped. This alarm clock, what's holding you back? Memories of your honeymoon? She's two-timing you with another man. Weigh that in your hand. All right, then, get to work. First, set the alarm. When she gets back from shopping around 2:30, you better set it for 3 o'clock. Good. Now then, wind it up. Now then, put the cap into the wires into the little holes you drilled in the box. Oh, no, wait. That explosive's kind of tricky, temperamental. Don't touch that box any more than you have to. First, attach the wire to the alarm clock. I wonder why more people haven't thought of this. Probably wouldn't know how to go about it if they did. There. Now the cap end of the wires into the box. Careful now, careful. There it is. Check it over now. You don't want any slip-ups. At 3 o'clock, the alarm goes off. It sets up a spark. The spark runs along the wires to the detonators in the box, and that's all there is to it. Well, then don't just stand here. Get back downtown to the shop. What are you doing in my house? Hey, Duke, somebody is home.
That'll hold him a couple of seconds.
Shouldn't have been standing there. Must have been down the cellar all the time we was here.
You said you cased this place for 3 days. Get me something to tie him up and let's
go. No. Don't tie me up. Don't tie me.
Plug him again. Okay. That's the cellar down there?
Yeah.
See if there's any rope around.
Coil a rope on a shelf down there. I'll get it.
No. We'll carry him down, tie him up there.
No, don't tie me up. This house is...
Shut up, you. See if he has a handkerchief. Roll it up in a ball.
Listen to me. This house is...
All right, shove it in his mouth. Shove it in. Take off his belt and buckle it between his teeth, too. Fast. Okay.
What's he putting up such a fight about? This place is a lemon, nothing in it.
Take his legs. Okay. I did my last stretch just on account of leaving a guy in the open where he could put a squad car in my tail too quick. Okay, up with me here. Now, give me that rope. I'll hold him.
Hey, what's he putting up such a fight about? Look, mister, we ain't going to hurt you. Just leave you here in the cellar. He still ain't convinced. I can't figure him.
Okay, that does it. All right, I'll tie him to this pipe. Otherwise, somebody's liable to come home right after we leave and hear him thrashing around. These houses are like matchboxes.
I wonder what he's trying to say. Don't leave me tied up down here. I will call the cops, I swear. This place is going to blow up, don't you understand? Explode. This house is going to explode.
Who cares what he's trying to say? Let's go. We'll pull another job tonight.
Hey.
This time I'll do the picking.
Well, it looked like a good setup, standing way off like it is. Hey, mister, will you relax? You'll never get out of them nuts. Hey, what's he so bug-eyed about? What is it, mister? This alarm clock over here? What do you care what time it is? You ain't going anyplace. Hey, should we take the clock, Duke?
Nah. Couldn't raise a buffalo nickel on it. Ordered it, Sue. Let's go. We got work to do.
Right. Come back. Don't leave me here. This house explodes at 3 o'clock. Listen to me. It blows up in an hour and a quarter. Come back. Come.
All set? Let's take it back way.
Gone. They're gone. The only people in the world who know where I am. I've got to get out.
For Suspense, Autolite is bringing you Van Heflin in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Look here, Holloway. Can you help me with my income tax?
Why, I'm just the guy. Here, just fill in Form W-1066, IOU, RSVP, your telephone number, and ALRSP.
ALRSP? Autolite resistor spark plug. Harlow, why, they ought to jail you for this. After all,
Do you and your income tax reports want to look good?
Well...
Then save, Hap, my boy. Save gas, for instance. Replace your old narrow-gap spark plugs with wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. They make your car idle smoother, give you better performance on leaner gas mixtures. Actually save gas dollars.
Harlow, with me all tied up in taxes and internal revenue...
For internal revenue for your engine, switch to wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. They're ignition engineered by Autolite to meet the highest standards of automotive engineers, to give you smoother idling, more mileage for your dollar.
I'm worried.
You don't have to worry, Hap. Why, with wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs, you even cut down spark plug interference with radio and television reception. Remember, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Van Heflin as Paul in 3 o'clock. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
I can't get out. Nobody knows I'm here. 56, 57, 58, 59. 12 minutes to 2. It goes so fast. That second hand goes so fast. 5, 6, 7. Less than 72 minutes. Help me. Somebody help me. Help me. Help me. 11 minutes to 2. Only 71 minutes. Not even that now. 3, 4, 5, 6. Francie, come home and get me out of this. I love you. I can't help being jealous, can I? I'm sorry I tried to kill you. It's because I love you so much. I'm jealous. But you deserve it. You deserve to die for what you've done to me. Can't you imagine how I felt that day last month when I came home?
That's you, Paul? Paul, you're home so early. Are you sick? Another one of your headaches?
Oh, I feel fine, honest.
Well, why are you home so early?
Well, I don't know. I just got lonely for you, and I said to myself, well, you're the boss, old boy. It's your watch repair shop. Now, if you want to close ahead of time, who's to say no? Come on, hold still a second. Your lipstick is smeary.
It is? Well, I was lying down. I guess
Well, it's all right. Now, come on, pucker up. Well, you smeared again.
Well, I'll fix it. As long as you're home early, why don't you rest a while? The morning paper's still in the den.
I guess I will at that. I had a heavy lunch, pot roast and potatoes and apple pie. And what'd you do today, honey?
Oh, the usual. Cleaned the house, went marketing. Wish we could have bought a car. I mean, isolated the way we are, walking 8 feet.
I sat down on the couch, and there it was in the ashtray on the end table. A cigar butt, still moist on one end, still warm on the other. Any visitors today?
What'd you say?
I said any visitors today.
No. None. Not even a peddler.
You're a liar, Francie. You lied to me that time. Time. 42, 43, 44, 45. No clock has ever gone this fast. Of all the thousands I've looked at and set right in my shop, not one has ever gone so fast. Its quarter hours go around like minutes, and its minutes like seconds. 3 minutes to 2. That's cheating me. It's not keeping the right time. That second hand's whirling like a pinwheel. Make it stop, somebody. When the clock says 3, the house explodes. Make it... Oh, somebody's at the door. Come in, please. Please, please come in and find me and let me out of here. Please, please, please.
Gas company.
Gas company. The one call in all the day's routine from the earliest morning till latest night that can possibly bring anyone down here to the cellar.
Anybody home in there? Gas company. Anybody home?
I am. I'm down here. Don't wait for somebody to answer the door. It's not locked. Come in. Please, please. He's gone. No. He's coming around to the back.
Why don't we... What?
I said, why don't we go in and read the meter anyway, even if nobody's home?
Yes.
Company policy. We never go in to read a meter unless somebody's home. I'm sure they're never home when you want them to be.
But I am home. I am. I'm right down here. I can see your legs through the window. All you have to do is to bend down and look in, and you'll see me. No, don't go away. Stay here. I'll kill you if you go, so help me. I'll kill you. No, I didn't mean that. Please stay. Please stay. Look at the time. 1 minute past 2. 59 minutes left. Not even an hour now. 59 minutes less 8, 9, 10, 11. How long 59 minutes seems when you're waiting for someone. Like the night that I waited for Francie to come home from a movie, and she was late. The night Francie was late coming home from a movie. Yes, in a pig's eye she was at a movie. She was with her boyfriend. Well, sure, I was worried. What did you think? You said you'd be home before 11, and here it is almost midnight. I was about to call the hospitals and the police.
Oh, Paul, I'm sorry. Really, I am. All those short subjects, and then the bus was late. I'm sorry you worried.
Oh, forget about it. How was the movie?
It was all right. Nice Western.
Oh, a Western? I thought you were going to see Three Musketeers.
I was, but I changed my mind. I saw Red River instead.
Well, I didn't know that was playing in the neighborhood.
Well, I went downtown. I thought as long as I'm out of the house, I might as well do a little shopping.
Well, the stores were open tonight?
No, did I say shopping? I meant window shopping.
Oh. Well, what was the movie about?
You know, a Western. A lot of shooting and riding.
How was Gary Cooper's performance?
Oh, good. I've always liked him.
No, I didn't mean Cooper. Cooper's not in it. I meant John Wayne.
Oh, was that John Wayne? You know, they all look alike to me. Those big hats.
That was the night that she signed her own death warrant. Little things put the official seal on it, like the cigar butt in the living room, like the gasoline drippings on the street in front of our house, and we don't even own a car. And it wasn't a delivery truck either, because the drippings showed that it stood there a long time, an hour or more. And like the time last week when... The time. 12 minutes after 2? No. Oh, no, that can't be. It was just 2 o'clock. It can't be that late already. 12 minutes past 2. Only 48 minutes and... less than 48 minutes. It's 47, 56, 55, 54. Look at that second hand. Francie. She's in the kitchen. She's putting down her parcels. How can I make her hear me? There must be some way. And now she's at the hall closet, and he must be hanging up her coat. Oh, Francie, thank you so much for coming home early. I love you so, and I need you. How could I have thought of hurting you? I must have been crazy, but I'm not now. Back to the kitchen. Why doesn't she come down here to look for something? She might stay up there all afternoon, lie down. She might wash her hair. She might stay up there till it's time to get supper ready. All she does is no supper, no Francie, no me. Francie, come down here. I know that you can't hear me, but come down here, please. Please, come down here.
Hello? Yes, Dave. I just got in this minute. Oh, Dave, I'm all upset. I have $11 table money in the kitchen, and it's gone. And the wristwatch Paul gave me is gone, too. We must have been robbed.
She knows we've been robbed. I should get the police now, and they'll search the whole place, and they'll look down here.
Well, I'll look again, but I know it's gone. Paul will have a fit.
Oh, no, I won't. I won't, honest.
No, I haven't reported it yet. We have to be so careful.
You're not kidding.
I called Paul at the shop while I was out, and there was no answer. I hope nothing's wrong.
Can't you guess there's something wrong if I'm not in the shop?
Maybe you'd better come out. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, that's good. Sure. Come on. If I go, both of you go with me. What time is it? Oh, no. It can't be 2:19. Only 41 minutes left. 33, 34, 35, 36. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Okay, I go there. I go, stop it, and think fast. Think like you did last week when you came home and she threw her arms around you and hugged you and, well, that little liar.
Hi, Paulie.
Hello.
No kiss?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, what's the matter? Hard day? So hard you can't even force a smile? I'll make you smile. I'll make you laugh. Kiss you. Come on, smile.
Stop tickling. Wait. Cut it out.
What's this in your pocket?
Francie, don't.
A present for me?
I said don't. Give me that.
All right. You don't have to grab. What is it?
Well, it's fertilizer. That's what it is.
Fertilizer?
Yeah, a sample package. I figured maybe we'd start a little garden in the back. A few flowers, maybe.
Oh, well, that's a nice idea. That's just what I'll do.
Yeah, well, I'll keep it down in the cellar. The fellow gave it to me, said that it should be kept in a cool, dry place. I'll buy the seed just as soon as you make up your mind what you want. Fertilizer. She never even suspected that it was an explosive. I brought other things home last week, too. Every day something else. Some more sample packages of fertilizer, which I carefully packed into a soap box that I had in the cellar. And copper wire and dry cell batteries. And this clock. And she never suspected a thing. She was so flustered trying to cover up the fact that she had a caller that I could have brought in a grandfather's clock under my arm, and she probably wouldn't even have noticed it. Oh, but, Francie, that doesn't matter now. If you just come on downstairs. He's here. Her boyfriend's here.
Hello, Dave.
Well, did it turn up yet?
No, I haven't heard anything from Paul either.
The police will think I did it, I suppose.
Well, don't say things like that. Come on into the kitchen. Coffee's ready.
What are they going to do? Just sit there? Don't they know that it's 28 minutes to 3? Only minutes left now. Minutes not even a full half hour anymore.
Don't you think we ought to tell Paul about us?
I don't know. How'll he take it?
Paul isn't narrow-minded. We can't keep on like this. It's better to go to him ourselves and tell him about you than wait till he finds out. He's liable to think something else entirely.
What's he talking about?
I know he didn't believe me that night when I helped you find the furnished room and told him I'd been to a movie. I'm so nervous and upset all the time. I feel as guilty as if I were one of those disloyal wives or something.
Oh, didn't you ever tell him about me at all?
I told him you'd been in one or two little scrapes, but I let him think I'd lost track of you and I didn't know where you were anymore.
Well, that was her brother she said that about.
I'm gumming things up for you, all right. An escaped convict for a brother.
Oh, Francie, I didn't know. Why didn't you tell me it was your brother? Why didn't you tell me?
Let's go downtown and talk it over with Paul.
No, stay here. Don't go downtown. Stay here.
You shouldn't be seen with me. You could get into trouble yourself. telephone Paul to come here instead.
Yes, stay here with me. Please, stay.
I'm not afraid.
What can I do? What can I do? This pipe leaks upstairs. Hit it with something. With what, though? What? Mom, hit.
What was that?
What? I didn't hear anything.
I thought I heard a noise in the cellar.
Yes, you did. You did. It's me. It's me.
Want me to take a look?
Yes.
No, I guess I was wrong. Let's go, Dave.
Francie! Come down here and look. Only 22 minutes left. Francie! Oh, Mama. It's gained another minute. Help me, Mama. Help me, Mama. Help me, Mama.
Be careful what you're doing, Bobby.
What? Oh, that's a kid bouncing his ball against the house. Yes, it's a little kid.
Bobby, come away from that cell.
Oh, no. Let him stay. Stay there, Bobby. Don't move.
Did you hear what I said, Bobby?
Bobby, just turn your head this way and you'll see me. A little more, Bobby. That's it. He's looking right at me, but he doesn't see me. Don't you see me? Turning my head from side to side, back and forth, back. He sees me.
Bobby, what are you doing? Mommy, look.
Does he understand what he sees? Oh, if he were only just a few years older, a child of 7 or 8 could understand it.
Bobby, are you coming? I'm waiting.
Stay where you are, Bobby. Make her come to you.
Did you hear what I said? When I called you, I want you to come to me. Mommy, look. Funny man. Why, Mommy can't peek into strange people's houses. Come on, dear. Funny man. Tied up. Yes. Well, say goodbye to the funny man tied up. Bye-bye, funny man tied up. Bye-bye, funny man tied up.
Oh, let it blow up. What do I care? No. How much time is left? 10 minutes? Well, someone could come down here now, or even 6 minutes from now, or 7, and I could still escape. 42, 43, 44. The clock's beginning to look like people, like Mama. Oh, my head hurts. Mama, I'm sorry for what I've done. Paul's sorry. He won't do it again, honest. Just let him go this time and not punish him. He's learned his lesson. He'll never do it again. Poor Paul. Oh, that must be Francie. It must have found the shop closed, trying to find out if I came back here while she was gone. When no one answers, will that tell her that something's wrong? Why should she think I'm stretched out down here in the cellar if I don't answer the phone? Bye-bye, Francie. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Tick-tock. Bye-bye. Tick-tock. 7 minutes to 3. In 7 minutes, the alarm goes off. 7 minutes to 3. The alarm rings for me. That's a poem, Francie. It's a funny poem. 7. Please let time stand still. 7. Now it's 6. What a precious number, 6. So round, so comfortable. Let it be 6 forever, not 5 or 4, but 6 for all eternity. Let time stand still at 6. Oh, and it's 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 4. 4. Bye-bye, 5. Paulie says bye-bye, 5.
Good morning, Polly, dear. Good morning. Wake up, sleepyhead. Wake up. Do you know what time it is?
No. What time is it?
Take your head out from under the pillow and see for yourself.
All right. It's exactly 1 minute to 3. 1 minute to 3. Oh, I was dreaming. 1 minute to 3, not even a minute. Barely 50 seconds. 50 seconds to go. 50 seconds to live. Help me, Mama. Help me. Francie, Paulie needs help. He dies in 40 seconds. 39, 38, 37. He's not a bad little boy. He always means well, so help him. Help, little Paul. Mama, where are you? Quick, I haven't got much time. I have 20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Take it easy, man. The doc's working on him. Meantime, just a couple more questions.
All right, officer.
You say when you came in, he was all tied up and this alarm clock here was ringing.
Yes.
I say.
Nancy?
Yeah, Doc.
Dead. With heart failure.
Paul!
I'm sorry. Now, look, just one more thing in this box. There was some wires going to it from the clock, and I pulled them out. Do you know what was in it?
This box?
Yeah.
Nothing. It used to have some fertilizer in it, but I took it out this morning and used it. I've been trying to raise flowers in the back of the house. Paul loves flowers.
Thank you, Van Heflin, for a splendid performance.
Hello, about my income tax report.
Oh, forget it, Hap, and be happy. Ask for those mighty marvels, those gas and money savers, those ignition-engineered Autolite resistor spark plugs. They're made by the Autolite men who make over 400 products for cars, trucks, airplanes, and boats in 28 Autolite plants from coast to coast. Autolite also makes complete electrical systems for many makes of America's finest cars. Batteries, spark plugs, generators, starting motors, coils, distributors. All ignition engineered to fit together perfectly, work together perfectly, because they're a perfect team. So, folks, don't accept electrical parts that are supposed to be as good. Ask for and insist on Autolite original factory parts at your neighborhood service station, car dealer, garage, or repair shop. Remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, here again is Van Heflin.
First, I'd like to say that it's always great fun and a lot of work to appear on Suspense. And second, come on out here, Tony. That's right, come on out. Ladies and gentlemen, Radio Mirror magazine has asked me to call Tony Leader, the producer-director of Suspense, down out of his glass cage up there for a very special reason.
What's it all about, Van?
Tony, I'd like you to meet Miss Ann Daggett, Western editor of Radio Mirror magazine.
How do you do?
How do you do, Mr. Leader? As a Suspense fan of long standing, I'm very happy to have the privilege of presenting to you this scroll. It is in recognition of the fact that Suspense has been chosen radio's outstanding mystery show by Radio Mirror magazine, which will be on the newsstands tomorrow.
Well, that's wonderful. And on behalf of our writers and our actors and musicians, Lud Bleskin in particular, and
technicians without whom Suspense couldn't even begin to suspend you, I want to say thank you very much.
Well, my congratulations, too, Tony, and I'll be tuned in next week to hear Gregory Peck in Murder Through the Looking Glass, another gripping study in
Suspense.
Van Heflin appeared by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of the Technicolor picture Little Women, starring June Allison, Peter Lawford, Margaret O'Brien, and Elizabeth Taylor. Tonight's suspense play was written by Cornell Woolrich and adapted by Walter Newman. Music was composed by Lucien Morawek and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The entire production was under the direction of Anton M. Leader. Remember, next Thursday, hear Gregory Peck in Murder Through the Looking Glass.
You can buy Autolite electrical parts, Autolite resistor spark plugs, Autolite stay-full batteries at your neighborhood Autolite dealer. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
Here's great news. Suspense on television may be seen in many parts of the country every Tuesday night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Now, Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations present
Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you Gregory Peck in Michael Vanning's Murder Through the Looking Glass, a suspense play produced and directed by Anton M. Leader.
Friends, even a camel can't compete with an Autolite Stay Full battery because an Autolite Stay Full battery needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. Yes, sir, that dandy, dynamic, dependable Autolite Stay Full battery has extra plates, too, for extra power, protected by fiberglass insulation for longer life and stronger life. Did I say longer life? Well, I meant it. An Autolite Stay Full battery has almost double the life of an ordinary battery. Why, in tests conducted, according to the Society of Automotive Engineers of Life Cycle Standards, Autolite Stay Full batteries give 70% longer average life than batteries without Stay Full features. So get wise, get Autolite. Remember, you're right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents Gregory Peck in a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Listen. Wondering if it were real or part of a dream. Suddenly, I was awake, and I knew that I was riding on a train. But where? I didn't remember getting on a train. I opened my eyes and saw that I was in the lounge car. There was only darkness through the window. A man sat across from me reading. There was a bridge game down the aisle, a porter serving drinks. Everything nice and normal. Except that I had no idea how I got on the train or why I was there. I tried to think of a reason for being there, but I couldn't. These spells of forgetfulness have been coming on more often lately. I leaned back and closed my eyes, listened to the rhythm of the train. A melody began to fit itself to the rhythm. I couldn't remember ever having heard such a song, but somehow I seemed to know the words. Down in the valley so low, late in the evening, hear that train blow, hear that train blow.
I beg your pardon, sir, but your singing is disturbing the other passengers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You understand, sir, it's the other passengers. I kind of like your singing myself.
Your singing didn't disturb me either, young man. In fact, it was rather a pretty melody. What was the name of it?
Why, You know, it's silly, but I don't know. I can't even remember the tune now.
That's the way it is with songs. I've had the same thing happen to me.
So what train is this?
Why, it's the New York Express to Philadelphia. Ought to be there any minute, too. You must have been on some party if it lasted all day.
Or what time is it?
7 o'clock. P.M., that is. Yes, sir. It must have been pretty drunk out where you were.
I think he said something else after that, but I wasn't listening then. I noticed that I was wearing a brown topcoat. It wasn't mine. Maybe I'd accidentally exchanged coats with someone. If I couldn't remember it, it must have been that kind of a party. If so, I felt for my wallet. It was there. I opened it to see if I had any money left, and my eye was caught by the driver's license made out to John Blake. In another pocket of the wallet, there were engraved cards reading John Blake Insurance. I wasn't John Blake. I was Jeffrey Bruno, a writer. I couldn't even drive a car. I didn't know anything about insurance. I'd never heard of a John Blake, but here was his identification in my wallet.
What's the matter, young fellow? Are you ill?
The man across from me said something, but I didn't hear what it was. I looked through the other pockets. There was a bank book showing that John Blake had a bank balance of $647.55. My balance had never been higher than $15. There was a letter, a bill for shirts, addressed to John Blake at an address I never heard of before. There was a moment there, a few crazy seconds, when I wondered if I really was John Blake. No, I couldn't be. I knew I was Jeffrey Bruno, who lived at a 2-room apartment in Greenwich Village and wrote mystery stories for a living. I knew who I was.
Rod? Well, here we are. Or are you going on downtown?
Well, I could get a train back to New York here, couldn't I?
Sure, right across on the other platform. That must have been some party.
I had to get back to New York and straighten out this business about John Blake's coat and identification. Whoever he was, might even be thinking I'd stolen him. Besides, I wanted to find out where I'd been the night before and all day, and why I'd awakened on a train to Philadelphia. And then just as I got up from the seat, I glanced out of the window. The newsboy was holding up a newspaper. Across the top was the big headline.
Killer Blake escaped.
Blake? And just below it, there was a picture of me. Pulling down my hat and turning up my coat collar, I managed to get on a New York train without anyone recognizing me. Then, fortunately, no one pays any attention to anyone else on New York subways. 2 blocks from my apartment house, I stopped at the corner stand to buy a newspaper.
Oh, there you are, Mr. Bruno. Haven't seen you around for a couple days.
Yeah, I've been busy.
Hey, you know, I saw your picture somewhere today. You got a story in one of the magazines, maybe?
No. Well, good.
Wait a minute. I'll remember where I saw your picture. I never forget
yeah,
a
I've got to go now. You can tell me about it tomorrow. I had to get away before he remembered. I looked down and saw my picture on his papers. At home, there were a lot of letters in my box. Too many for just one delivery. When I got to the apartment, I looked at them. 2 of the letters had been postmarked in New York 3 days before. It doesn't take 3 days for letters to be delivered locally. Where had I been for 3 days? Who's there?
Rosalie.
Oh, Rosalie, just a minute.
Hi, Jeff. I thought I heard someone in here. Oh, a friend of yours stopped by, but you weren't home. He ran into me on the stairs and asked if I lived here and then wanted me to give you a message. Burnett was his name. Bill, I think you said.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, Rosalie. Stay and talk to me. We can have some coffee or a drink. When did you say Bill was here?
Yesterday morning. He said something about having had a date with you the night before, but you never showed up.
Yesterday morning. Oh, yes.
What's the matter, Jeff? Don't you feel well?
Oh, sure. I feel fine. Rosalie, tell me, do I ever do anything out of the ordinary? I mean, have I ever seemed strange?
You mean, are you... Well, you've always seemed very sane to me, if that's what you mean. In spite of your vanishing acts.
My what?
The times you disappear. You don't know? I'm sorry.
Let me finish it for you. You mean the days when I've awakened thinking it was Tuesday, only it'd turn out to be Thursday. You mean I'd disappear for a couple of days, go somewhere else, become somebody else?
Oh, I wouldn't have said anything, Jeff, but...
Well, then why don't I remember? Oh, I've heard of people drawing blanks because they've had too much to drink, but now maybe it's something different.
What is, Jeff?
Well, I told her all about it. All I knew anyway. At first she was frightened, but then I guess she felt sorry for me and she got over it. Before Rosalie had always been just a beautiful and desirable girl. I'd had drinks with her a few times in her apartment or mine, but that was all. Oh, not that I hadn't wanted to take her out, but she was a model, and I was sure that she led a glamorous life with rich men begging to take her out. But now she didn't look as glamorous as she looked understanding. I needed that. For I was beginning to believe that the explanation of John Blake wasn't as simple as I first thought.
I'm glad I came in, Jeff. You need someone. And it doesn't matter whether you're John Blake or not.
Well, it matters to me. I know I'm Jeffrey Bruno and not some guy named John Blake. Why, I can remember my whole life, living on the farm, going to school, working on a newspaper, coming to New York. I can remember every minute of it.
Every minute?
No. No, not every minute.
You know, Jeff, such things can happen. White-bearded old men with eyeglasses write books about such things. They've got a word for it. I can't pronounce it. So maybe...
Well, maybe I'm John Blake, too. I was way ahead of you in thinking that.
And if you are, that's a sickness. And people can get over being sick. Maybe you'll remember all the things John Blake did.
I already know one thing he did. He killed someone. I don't know who or how, but John Blake, murdered someone.
You brought a paper home. Why not see? Whatever happened, Jeff, we'll find a way to work it out.
Thanks, Rosalie. Here it is. His name was Rufus Carrington. He was an old man and wealthy. I, John Blake, worked part-time for his nephew, Roger Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
There's money missing from the firm, and it's believed Rufus Carrington may have found out about it.
I see.
Roger Gunn arrived to see his uncle this morning and was told by the butler that the old man was in the study with an unknown caller. Roger Gunn was talking to the butler when they heard the old man cry out. He ran to the study and found him dead.
Oh, how awful.
Your nephew saw me, the killer, escaping and recognized him. Well, if I were John Blake, my other self didn't do things in a small way.
Oh, don't you?
I never wanted the things John Blake must have wanted. I never wanted riches, never thought of going into a business like insurance. I just can't understand this thing.
They'll understand, Jeff. They have people who understand things like that.
Rosalie, whatever happens, will you promise me that if you don't like Jeffrey Bruno, you'll like John Blake? But like one of us. It doesn't matter which one it is.
I like you. Whichever one of them you are.
You see, Rosalie, I'm innocent, even if John Blake isn't. I haven't murdered anyone. It was another part of me. But if I try to run away, they'll find me. They'll hurt me for what John Blake did. Where can I go? What can I do?
You can go to the police and tell them the whole truth. Because, you see, they can't do anything to you. You're not responsible for what you did as John Blake.
Yeah, maybe you're right. There's no point in running. Look, I know I have no right to ask it, but would you go with me, Rosalie?
Of course I will, Jeff.
It's like being haunted, knowing that somewhere inside of me there's another man, never knowing when I'll be him. Say, what if I turn into John Blake before we even get to the police?
For Suspense, Autolite is bringing you Gregory Peck in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Say, Hap, the sound man and I have cooked up our own suspense show.
Yeah, well, let's hear it.
All right. Our hero, Jim Brown, is in a frantic rush to get to his office. He leaps into his car, tries to start it. Will it start? Won't it start? Will our hero get to his office in time to read his morning paper before his stenographer puts him to work?
That's real suspense, Harlow.
But I come along. I give him a hot tip on surefire starting. Get an Autolite Stay Full battery. And now this happens. There, you see what I mean? That Autolite Stay Full battery takes the suspense out of starting and puts it on CBS. Why, an Autolite Stay Full battery needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. That liberal liquid libation practically eliminates one of the major causes of battery failure. Imagine, an Autolite Stay Full battery needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. An Autolite Stay Full battery has extra plates, too, for extra power. And fiberglass insulation adds months to the life of a battery. Money can't buy a better battery. So switch to Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Gregory Peck as Jeffrey in Murder Through the Looking Glass. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Rosalie was right. I thought about it as we walked down the stairs. Well, they'd know what to do with a case like mine. They know that Jeffrey Bruno wasn't responsible for what John Blake did. Of course, they'd lock me up for my own good, and then they'd leave me in there.
What's the matter, Jeff?
Wait, Rosalie. You're right. I mustn't run away, but first I've got to find out about the other me, about John Blake. All I know is that he murdered someone. I have to know other things about him, what he was really like.
I understand, Jeff, but you mustn't do anything foolish.
I have to know about my other life, what books I read, what kind of girls I liked. You can see that's important, can't you?
Of course. Jeff, I just thought of something. I know a man, a psychiatrist. Maybe if I called him, you could see him tonight. He'd understand. Maybe he could tell you what to do. Will you talk to him?
Well, I'll do anything that'll help me to understand what I was like when I was John Blake and why I was like that.
I'll go in the drugstore here and call him. I'm sure he'll see you, and we'll do whatever he says.
Now, Mr. Bruno, you say there have been many times when you haven't remembered what happened for days?
Oh, not many. A few times. It only happened after I'd been drinking, and I thought that's all it was. Until this.
I see. It's a very interesting case.
Well, what is it, Doctor? I've done some reading on psychiatry, and it sounds... Is it split personality?
Schizophrenia? Yes, it's very possible. For instance, subconsciously, you might have had a desire for things which consciously you'd convince yourself were bad. That desire became so great that you created John Blake, so you could satisfy it without compromising Jeffrey Bruno.
Yeah, but wouldn't I be partly aware of wanting those things? Isn't it possible that I'm not John Blake, that all of this is something else?
I'll let you answer that yourself, Mr. Bruno.
Well, how can I? If I could answer it, I wouldn't be here.
Mr. Bruno, do you honestly believe that there is a real person named John Blake, a person who looks exactly like you, a person whose coat and identification came accidentally into your possession?
No, I guess I don't, but there must be another explanation.
Well, the alternative would be to believe that someone is framing you. Do you believe that someone drugged you several times so there'd be days you couldn't account for? That someone forged the papers of John Blake and planted them on you? Can you believe that someone planned to commit this murder months ago, rented an apartment in the name of John Blake, filled it with clothing in your size, put your photograph in the apartment?
No, but...
According to the newspaper story, the nephew of the murder victim was the only man to identify your picture. Therefore, he would have to have been the one to frame you. Well, this would imply that this Roger Gunn knew you and you knew him. Do you?
No, I don't remember him.
Then can you believe that he was able to drug you, to know your clothes size, to get a photograph of you?
I guess not.
Besides, if he framed you, that implies he is the murderer. But that can't be, because according to the butler, the nephew was with him at the time the murder took place. You see, Mr. Bruno?
I see. Well, what can I do, Doctor?
Well, if this were not a murder case, the answer would be a simple one. I'd undertake to treat you. But as it is, I'm afraid I must suggest that you go to the police.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you, young man. If you'd only come to me sooner.
Jeff, can you help him, Doctor?
Under the circumstances, it's too late for me to do anything directly. I've advised Mr. Bruno to go to the police.
Come on, Jeff. I'll go with you.
All right. Well, thank you, Doctor.
Oh, not at all. Sorry, I can't do more. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. I'm sorry, Jeff, but they'll have to believe you. They can't make you suffer for what John Blake did. And then, when you're well...
And when I'm well? What?
We'll see.
Rosalie, there's one more thing I want to do before I go to the police. I want to see the apartment where I lived when I was John Blake. I still don't know what I was like when I was being him. Maybe if I can only see how I lived, it'll give me a clue.
There he is, Jeff, right across the street.
The lobby looks empty. Now, let's see. The address on the letter is apartment 203.
Wasn't there anything in the letter?
There was a bill. It seems that I'm not only an embezzler and a murderer, but I didn't even pay John Blake's bill.
Please, Jeff, don't joke about it.
All right, Rosalie, no joking. I don't think it's very funny either. Now, if I were John Blake, I ought to have a key to my own apartment. This must be it. I don't remember ever seeing it before, but the number 203 is stamped on it. Well, Rosalie.
I'll stay here and warn you if the police come. Good luck, Jeff.
The lobby was empty. I got on the self-service elevator, and I rode up to the second floor. It, too, was deserted, and I walked to the door of my apartment. I hesitated, wondering if maybe there were a policeman inside. Well, I had to take the chance. The key worked, and I stepped inside. The place seemed empty. I turned on the light. It was a small apartment, inexpensive, perfectly correct, and dull. There were hunting prints on the wall. There were 2 suits in the wardrobe. My size all right, even though I couldn't remember buying them. There were even monogrammed handkerchiefs. It was unreal. Yet I I had to believe all these things belonged to me, that there had been times when I liked wearing them. My head was spinning by now, and I leaned up against the wall. I don't know how long I stood there, unaware of anything except the pain inside. Gradually, I was aware that somebody was knocking on the door, but it was several seconds before I located it. It was at my door. The police? Oh, no, Rosalie said she'd warned me. It was the police. I wasn't ready to give myself up yet. I ran to the window. There was a fire escape outside.
Open up or we'll break it down.
I raised the window and looked out. I couldn't see anyone.
Okay, boys, let's go in.
I had to take a chance that there wasn't a cop at the bottom of the fire escape. I climbed out and closed the window. As I started to break in, I ran down the fire escape. I jumped to the ground and looked around the corner. There was one man sitting in a police car. I turned and ran the other way. I must have run 2 blocks before I heard footsteps behind me. I turned and it was Rosalie.
Jeff.
You said you'd warn me. What happened?
But I did, Jeff. I rang the buzzer twice while they were getting out of the car. When I saw you getting away, I thought you'd heard. You must have heard it.
You rang twice? The bell must be out of order, just like John Blake. Or I didn't hear it. I almost didn't hear them knocking. I'm sorry, Rosalie. I don't know.
It doesn't matter, Jeff. I was so frightened.
Oh, you mustn't be. I promise I won't do anything to involve you or hurt you.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of myself. You can't go on like this, Jeff. You've got to go in. Give yourself a chance to get well.
I know. You know, upstairs there for a minute, I thought of running away, of going to some little town and changing my name, but that's no good either. That wouldn't get rid of John Blake.
Then?
I've got an idea. Just one more try. Another hour won't make any difference to the police.
All right, Jeff. Where are we going?
Not we, Rosalie. I'm not going to involve you in this anymore. I was John Blake. I did the things John Blake did, and I have to see it through to the finish.
At least tell me where you're going.
It'll be better if you don't know.
Oh, please, Jeff.
No, this is the way it has to be. Then if it turns out worse than we think, you can just remember that for a few hours you were friendly to someone who needed it. If I come through this, if I get well, then...
Yes, Jeff?
Well, as you said, Rosalie, we'll see. I put her in a cab and gave the driver the address in the village. Then I went to the place where I was afraid to go. Yet it was the one place I had to go.
Yes, sir?
Well, aren't you Mr. Carrington's butler?
Yes, sir. Clark is the name, sir. I was in Mr. Carrington's service for 40 years. But why do you ask?
Well, don't you recognize me?
I don't believe so, sir. Of course, there were so many of you here today from the newspapers.
But I was here even earlier. I'm John Blake.
Oh, then you're the gentleman who murdered Mr. Carrington, according to the newspapers.
Well, why do you say according to the newspapers?
I don't believe you killed Mr. Carrington, sir.
You don't? Why not?
Why, he didn't even know you, sir.
Well, maybe he only got acquainted with me this morning when I came to kill him.
If he had made an appointment with you, sir, I would have known.
But didn't you let me in to see him?
Oh, no, sir. He answered the door himself when his visitor arrived.
I see. Is Mr. Carrington's nephew here?
Mr. Gunn? Yes, sir. But he left word not to be disturbed.
He did he? Clark, did Mr. Carrington have a gun?
Yes, sir.
Would you trust me with it if it might help catch the murderer? I guarantee it'll catch him.
Won't you step in?
Thank you.
I was very fond of Mr. Carrington, sir. He kept the gun here in the hall near the door. Oh, here it is, sir. I'm an old man myself, and perhaps I'm foolish to even...
Now, don't you worry. Just take me to see Mr. Gunn.
Oh, but I can't do that, sir. Oh, pardon me, sir. Yes, Mr. Gunn?
Who are you talking to, Clark? Is that the attorney?
No, sir. It's a young...
Wait a minute. I know that voice. I'm sorry, Clark.
Who the devil... You?
Yes, me, Mr. Gunn, or should I say Dr. Gunn?
Clark, leave the room.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is all a terrible mistake.
You bet it is. And I want to hear why the nephew of the man I'm supposed to have murdered is also the psychiatrist who convinced me I was crazy and ought to surrender to the police.
Well,
Don't move.
Don't point that gun at me, please. I'm expecting a phone call from the attorney about the will. And then I'm sure we can straighten this thing out. I'll give you money.
We'll straighten it out now without money. You killed your uncle, didn't you?
No. I was with Clark. He can tell you.
Don't answer that.
Clark will answer it then, on the extension. And he knows I'm
then
here.
Let Clark answer it. But I'm going to get the truth out of you before you have a chance to talk to anyone.
I meant you no harm.
Not much. You just wanted me to take your seat in the electric chair. You told me the whole thing when you were posing as the psychiatrist, didn't you? You told me the truth, making me think it couldn't have been like that. The only thing you didn't tell me was about the person who killed your uncle and helped frame me.
I beg your pardon, sir, but it's an urgent call.
Don't move, Gun. If it's so urgent, I'll take it for you. Yes?
Roger, I'm calling you from our usual place. He hasn't gone to the police yet. Roger, are you there?
Yes. I can't talk now. The attorney's here.
Wait, Roger. I think he's on his way over there. Be careful.
All right.
You don't sound right. Are you getting frightened again? After all we've done so far, you've got to keep your nerve up. I'm coming over, Roger.
Good.
I'll be there in 5 minutes. Stall him when he arrives. Goodbye, Roger.
Goodbye, Rosalie. Clark.
Yes, sir?
You were right before. Mr. Carrington opened the door this morning for a beautiful young lady after a date had been made by Mr. Roger Gunn here.
I told him she was blackmailing me, and I wanted him to see her because he'd had experience handling that sort of thing. But I swear Rosalie didn't tell me she was going to kill.
Never mind. Clark, call the police. Tell them by the time they arrive, the murderer of Mr. Carrington will be here waiting for them.
Thank you, Gregory Peck, for a great suspense show. Say, Greg, while out driving one Sunday afternoon recently, I heard you on the Family Hour of Stars.
Busman's Holiday.
Yes. And I was thinking then how you always give a splendid performance. Just like a Stay Full battery.
A battery I'm being compared to now.
Well, not just a battery, Greg, but Autolite Stay Full batteries. They're as tops in their field as you are in yours.
Well, then you can just call me Stay Full Peck from now on. Tell me more.
Well, Greg, Stay Full batteries are made by Autolite men who make over 400 products for cars, trucks, airplanes, and boats in 28 Autolite plants from coast to coast. Yes, sir, and Autolite also makes complete electrical systems for many makes of America's finest cars. Spark plugs, generators, starting motors, coils, distributors. All ignition engineered to fit together perfectly, work together perfectly, because they're a perfect team. So, folks, don't accept electrical parts that are supposed to be just as good. Ask for and insist on Autolite, original factory parts, at your neighborhood service station, car dealer, garage, or repair shop. Remember, you're right with Autolite.
And now here again is Mr. Gregory Peck.
Well, as usual, it's been great fun to do a suspense play. It's one of the programs that every actor in Hollywood most enjoys to appear on and to listen to. For instance, I wouldn't miss next week's show when Pat O'Brien stars in a really outstanding story, Dead Ernest, another gripping study in
Suspense.
Gregory Peck can currently be seen starring in the 20th Century Fox production Yellow Sky. Tonight's suspense story was by Michael Venning, whose books have also been written under the more familiar name of Craig Rice. The adaptation for radio was by Ken Crossan. Music was composed by Lucian Morawek and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The entire production was under the direction of Anton M. Leader. Next Thursday, same time, hear Pat O'Brien in Dead Ernest.
You can buy Autolite electrical parts, Autolite resistor spark plugs, Autolite Stay Full batteries at your neighborhood Autolite dealer. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
We have the highest standard of living in the world. Safeguard the American way. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Now, Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations present
Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you Pat O'Brien in Dead Ernest, one of the most famous of suspense plays, produced and directed by Anton M. Leader.
Friends, officially, spring has sprung, and you'll want a spring pep for your winter-weary car. That means when you replace old narrow-gap spark plugs with wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs, your car will idle smoother, give you better performance on leaner gas mixtures, save gas dollars. Yes, you actually can tell the difference in your car. Autolite regular-type spark plugs have long been standard factory equipment on many leading makes of cars and trucks. And now 6 of these leading makes of cars and trucks have switched to Autolite resistor-type spark plugs for factory installation on their new 1949 models. The new Autolite resistor spark plugs are the spark plugs of today and the future. Remember, you're right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents Pat O'Brien in a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Accident report. To Police Inspector Blandon from Lieutenant S. Healy. Place, 15th Street and 4th Avenue. Time, 2:45 p.m., March 11th. Remark. Ernest Bowers, age 34, was crossing the intersection as the signal light changed from green to red. A car, driven by Theodore Toby, made a legal right turn from 15th Street into 4th Avenue.
He hit him! That wasn't much.
Whoa, look at those tire marks. Hey, the guy's out cold.
He's bleeding. All right, clear the way. Come on, Jay. Come here. Come on now. We're through here.
All right, stand back now. Let's have a look. Is he hurt bad? I didn't see him. Honest, I didn't. I had the right of way.
Yeah, he's passed out. One of you people call for an ambulance. Yeah, you there. Okay, move back.
Look, he's bleeding. He's bleeding. Here, I'll prop up his head.
Yeah, here, use his jacket. Here, I'll hold him. Golly, he's limp. He feels just like he's dead.
Yes, Ernest Bowers felt like he was dead. Ernest Bowers suffered from catalepsy, a strange disease. He carried at all times a note in his inside jacket pocket stating that he was a cataleptic, and that in the event of seeming death, his wife should immediately be notified, or his doctor in the event his wife is unavailable. The letter also requested that no autopsy or embalming should be performed on his body for 72 hours, although in his particular case, the duration of the attacks were usually 4 hours or less. Ernest Bowers also wore a sterling silver bracelet with an inscription reading, "Do not embalm me. I am not dead." Catalepsy is a disease of the nerves and mind. The physical conditions of the cataleptic when he is under a spell closely resemble death in all aspects, including the primary stages of rigor mortis. Officer Abbott was on the scene of the accident. He administered aid to the injured man before making out his report.
That'll stop the bleeding. Looks like just a cut on his forehead when he hit the ground. Nothing much. Oh, what's your name?
Toby, Theodore Toby. Here's my license.
Hey, you kids! What did those kids do?
They picked up something off the street.
Huh?
Oh, here it comes. I hope he's all right. It doesn't look like he's breathing.
Oh, my gosh, he ain't.
I told you to get back. Come on now, ease back. Now, come on, get it. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Doc. He's out cold.
Okay. I'll say he's out cold.
Let's get him away.
He's dead.
Well, anyhow, it didn't happen in our wagon.
Okay, we'll take him away. Keep him back, will you, officer?
Yeah, keep back. Clear out. Come on, the show's
That's the third one today.
Yeah. There.
Hey,
well, let's go.
Whose coat was that he was laying on?
Huh? I don't know. Did you pick it up?
No.
Hey, officer.
Yeah?
Where's the coat?
Huh? Oh, but... Gosh, it's gone.
Okay, never mind. Let's go, Payne.
Ernest Bowers had lost the identification of his condition. The letter was in the inside pocket of his jacket. The silver chain he wore on his left wrist had snapped and fallen to the pavement. 2 youngsters picked up the chain. Robert Manelli, age 9 1/2. Tommy Stoner, 8.
What's going on with that to your father's shop, Bob? Boy, it sure is a nice chain. Hey, there's writing on it. Maybe it's a guy's name. Is he hurt bad? Nah, just a little bump. What's it say? Just a second. We'll be out of the alley. Yeah, Pop's gone home to eat. What's it say? Wait a second, will ya? It says, do not something me. I am not dead. It's screwy. What'll we do with it? Sell it, Soapy. We can buy some baseballs and stuff. Yeah, but when we try to sell it, they'll ask us where we got it. What do we tell them? Nothing. Use your head. You know what we'll do? What? We'll use Pop's welding torch. We'll melt it down. Well, he told us not to use it. Pop ain't here, is he? No. Well, come on. There it is. Yeah, here. Put it on that brick. Okay? Yeah. But be careful.
Hey, what are you kids doing?
Hello, Pop. Nothing, Mr. Manelli. We ain't doing nothing.
Nothing, huh? I thought I told you kids not to go near that torch.
Well, we want to melt this down.
Give me that. What's this all about?
We found this chain, Papa, and we want to melt this down and sell it.
Whose is it?
Oh, we don't know. Dewey told me. No, we don't. There's nothing wrong, Pop. We just found it. See, it's ours.
Do not, bother me. I am not dead. What's that?
It's screwy.
Where did you find it?
In the street. Honest, Papa. Ask Tommy.
All right, go on. Get out of here.
How about melting it down, Pop? We can sell it and buy some baseballs.
All right, keep back.
They melted it and took it to a gold and silver dealer. They sold the melted chain for $1.30. $1.30. But the coat was the principal thing. In the coat, in the inside pocket, was the letter. The information about Ernest Bowers' condition was in that letter. The instructions that could save his life. The coat was picked up from the street by Honest Jerry Murdoch. There's a big sign near the corner of 15th Street. It says, Honest Jerry Murdoch, Swap Shop. He brought the coat into his store, rummaged around in his shelves until he found some cleaning fluid and then started to clean the blood stain.
Looking for a sport jacket.
Just a moment. Okay.
Conservative.
Oh, will you come over here, please?
Yeah, something on that order.
Pick out what you want. How much you want to spend?
About $5.
These cost more.
How much?
From 8 to 12.
They don't look so hot for $8.
From 8 to 12. Say, wait a minute. I'm just putting a new one in stock over here by the counter.
Yeah, that looks all right. What size is it?
I don't know. Here, try that.
Okay. Yeah, feels all right. Kind of stiff in front here, though.
It's because it's almost new. You'll break it in.
Feels like cardboard or something.
You want it? $5.
Okay.
There might still be a couple of stains on it. I ain't had time to take out. Use some cleaner on it or bring it to the tailor's. It'll be better than new.
Yeah. Here's a $5.
Ernest Bowers was brought to the receiving room of the Vetter General Hospital, and various routine tests were made. The time, 4:10. If Bowers were going to awaken, it would probably be 6:45. Dr. Weldon made out his report. He wrote it down while he was standing near the telephone switchboard.
Yes?
This is the Vetter General Hospital. Is there anybody by the name of Bowers at home? Bowers, Bowers.
No, nobody home.
Is Mr. Bowers married?
I hope so. If he ain't, he's been living in sin.
Well, where can I reach her? There's been an accident.
I don't know. She's out.
Will you tell her to call the Vetter General Hospital?
Yeah. What happened?
Mr. Bowers is dead.
Can't reach her, huh?
No.
Yeah, I'd like to do an autopsy.
Yeah. Well, what do I tell the wife when she calls?
Oh, if it's pretty soon, I'll talk to her. We've still got those tests to go through. Then I'm off. If it's more than an hour, he'll probably be on the way to the morgue.
At that moment, it was then 4:22 in the afternoon. At that moment, if anyone had been in receiving room B of Vetter General Hospital, where the body of Ernest Bowers lay on the patient carriage, they would have seen a fly crawl slowly across the face of the dead man, and they would have seen his nose twitch.
Autolite is bringing you Pat O'Brien in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Tuesday was the first day of spring, and I got a cold in my head.
Well, Hap, you should get outdoors. You need a change.
Yeah.
The way a car with old worn-out plugs needs wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs.
I know.
For your winter-weary car, replace old narrow gap spark plugs with wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. A car idles smoother, gives better performance on leaner gas mixtures, actually saves gas dollars. And what's more, wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs cut down spark plug interference with radio and television reception.
I gotta get rid of this cold.
We should all get rid of winter ills and get rid of old narrow gap spark plugs. Everybody should install a set of wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs.
Everybody can cure somebody else's cold.
But only Autolite offers smart car and truck owners everywhere the sensational advantages of resistor-type spark plugs. They're ignition engineered to meet the highest standards of automotive engineers. Remember, folks, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Pat O'Brien as Lieutenant Healy in Dead Ernest. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Accident report continued. Henry Prince had within his power the opportunity to save the life of Ernest Bowers. He had purchased the coat in which was the letter that could save him. When he left the second-hand store, he stopped to have a chat with some friends, made some purchases at the grocery store, and started home. The time, a few minutes after 5. He lived about 2 blocks from the scene of the accident. His wife was waiting for him.
Well, how do you like it for $5?
Yeah, it looks all right. Oh, what's that, a spot?
Where?
Yeah, take it off a second. I wonder what it is.
Oh, I said there was a couple of spots. Cleaner will take them out.
Looks like... Hey, what's this in the pocket?
I don't know.
To whom it may concern, please open and read.
That foot must have felt stiff.
This note is carried on my person wherever I go. It is to advise responsible parties that I am a cataleptic. That if it appears as though I am dead, I am not.
What's that?
And that my body is not to be molested for a period of 72 hours, neither by autopsy nor by embalming, although the maximum periods of my attacks usually do not exceed 4 hours. Please telephone my wife, Mrs. Margaret Bowers, at Fulton 7, 7837. This is a boarding house, address 841.5 West 25th Street. If she's not there, please try Axminster 43422. This is the number of Dr. Benton. Of vital importance, it may mean my life. Thank you, Ernest Bowers.
That's a funny one.
Where'd you get the coat, Henry?
Honest, Jerry Murdoch.
Wonder what we can do.
Nothing. Probably been forgotten already. Somebody sold him the coat and forgot to take the letter out.
Oh, it doesn't sound like something a guy'd forget.
Devil with it.
Might be important. Hey, look at that, Henry. Those spots, they look like blood.
Too dark.
Yeah, that's the color blood turns. I'm going to telephone that number.
Go ahead, but I think you're wasting your time.
7, 8...
Hello?
I'd like to talk to Mrs. Bowers.
She ain't in.
Well, how do you know? You didn't even call.
I know. She went out. And you ain't the first to call her.
Who else wanted to get in touch with her?
Oh, somebody. I don't know who.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you see, you're wasting your time.
I have the strangest feeling, Henry. You must be a terrible position to be in, to have everybody think you're dead when you ain't. You're helpless about it.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. I can see I'm not going to win this time either.
I'm busy.
How about some dinner?
Oh, it's cooking. I just can't get out of my head. That guy, whoever he is, lying there and people thinking him dead when he ain't. Maybe doing things to him. What's embalming?
They do that at the morgue, preparing his body for burial. I think they take all the blood out of his veins.
Well, that would kill him if he wasn't already dead.
Couldn't kill him no deader.
Henry, I'm going to find out about that coat. Where's this place you bought it?
Now, wait a minute, Francis. I put in a good day's work. I'm tired. I don't want to run around the city looking for something I don't even know about.
Well, then I'll go myself.
Well, how about me at home here while you go out? I want to eat. I'm hungry.
Look, dinner won't be ready for another 15 minutes anyway. Now, look, where's the place?
Oh, all right. I'll go with you. Well, he ain't here.
locked up.
Well, what's the sign say? 10 minutes?
Yeah, but those guys put up signs like that if they're going away for an hour.
Well, we'll wait a few
Oh,
minutes.
come on, Francis.
Look, you wait here. I'm going in the cigar store to telephone.
Once you make up your mind to something, nothing can change it. Unless it's an invitation to a poker game.
Very, very funny. Look, you wait here.
Hello?
Is Mrs. Bowers in?
No.
Mr. Bowers?
No. He's dead.
He is.
That's what they tell me.
But wait a minute. Oh, darn.
Hello?
Look, I just spoke to you. Will you
You're
please...
bothering me, lady. I got a meal set up on the table. I can't be answering a million questions.
But all I want to know is when Mr. Bowers died.
How do I know? Ask Mrs. Bowers. She'll be home soon.
Thanks. Oh, darn. Why, that doctor's line busy.
Well?
Oh, look. Same as before. Mr. Bowers is dead. I found that out.
See, I told you.
What about the letter, then? What if he ain't dead? What if they only think he's dead?
Well, what do you want to do, wait here all night?
No, but we ought to wait a little while. Maybe we can find out where he lives.
You going traipsing around the whole city?
I have to.
Well, without me, then.
Oh, do as you please.
I'll be home. I'm hungry. If you think more of a crazy letter than you do of feeding your husband, and that's all.
What do you mean, that's all?
Just what I said, that's all.
You know, the trouble with you is you don't have no imagination.
No, I'm just a home-loving guy, that's all. I don't go sticking my nose where it don't belong.
Well, go on home, then. I'll find out about them.
Yeah, women.
A different turn of speech. Another question. If the boarding house woman were more cooperative, if she knew the facts of the case, or took an interest in the death of Ernest Bowers, if. At the hospital, meanwhile, events were pursuing their normal course.
Couldn't reach anybody, huh?
No, Doctor. I tried just a few minutes ago. That boarding house woman snapped my head off.
Well, we're finished with the test. Sure wish we could do that autopsy. Maybe later after he's gone to the morgue.
Want me to try again?
No. Get me the orderly room.
Okay. Use that one there.
Paul Payne?
Yeah?
It's Dr. Weldon. There's a delivery for you to go to the morgue.
Now?
Yeah.
I ain't have nothing to eat since I...
Yeah, since lunch. Go on now, Payne. Down in the receiving room. The papers are down there, too.
Oh, why can't it wait a few minutes?
It's got to go now. They want to start embalming so they can go home.
Well, how about sending one of the other boys?
Oh, I don't care, just as long as it gets there.
Okay.
Want me to keep trying to reach his home?
No, the rush is off. Anytime now. Going to the morgue. Tell you what, you can wait till his wife calls here. She should be home pretty soon, I guess. I'll be here all evening. I want to talk to her.
All right, Doctor.
Oh, don't get your wires crossed.
Oh, dear. Oh, Mr. Murdoch.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm glad you came back.
Come in. What can I do for you?
You sold my husband a jacket, a sport jacket this afternoon.
Did I? What kind?
Yeah, light blue one. It had a few stains on it.
Sorry, can't take back anything once it's
Oh, no, I don't want to give it back. Where'd you get it, Mr. Murdoch?
I don't even know which one you're talking about.
Look,
I saw
it must have been a few hours ago. Blue with thin red boxes.
Oh, that one. What about it?
Where'd you get it?
What do you want to know for?
Because there was a letter in it. An important letter.
I don't know. How can I remember where I got it?
Long ago. Was it long ago?
I don't see where it's any of your business where I got it.
It may be important. I've been trying to reach the numbers. The doctor's number's always busy, and his wife, she isn't even home
I
yet.
don't know what you're talking about. Now, please, I'm busy. I got lots to do
But
here.
you got to tell me. Just look, tell me one thing. Did you have the jacket in there a long time?
Well,
Look, please, it's very important.
Well, no. No, I just got it in this afternoon.
Oh. Where'd you get it?
You said one question. You asked it, and I answered it. That's all.
There was blood on it.
That I can't help. Now, if you'll excuse me.
No, now, look, you must tell me.
I don't have to tell nobody nothing.
Look, I may be all wrong. I'm probably just crazy about this. Look, but if that man's alive and they'd do anything to him, I'll never get over it.
Well,
You know, I'll never be able to live with myself.
Crazy,
again.
you said. It all sounds crazy to me.
Listen, there was a letter in the inside pocket of that jacket. It said that Ernest Bowers was a cataleptic.
What's that? He goes into fits?
Oh, no. Cataleptic. You know, is somebody who looks like he's dead at times, and he isn't. He goes into a spell and looks as though he's dead. Sometimes, they take dead bodies to the morgue and they embalm them. And that means they take all the blood out of their veins. Now, this fellow Bowers, he's a cataleptic. I don't know whether he's dead or alive or even if he's worrying about this letter, but I just got to find out.
Well, there was
What?
An accident before.
Where? Who's in it?
I don't know. Believe me, lady, I didn't know anything about all this. You think that this guy who was taken away in an ambulance could be one of them cataleptics?
That coat. Was it his?
Yeah, lady, yeah. But it was left there in the street. They drove away and left
Who?
it. The ambulance.
What ambulance?
I don't know. It was on the corner. The cop was there. He told somebody to call an ambulance and came and took away the man.
A cop? I saw a cop outside while I was waiting for you. Is that the same cop?
Yeah. Look, lady, you got to protect me. I ain't done anything wrong. I didn't know anything like this would happen. I would never take the coat if I thought...
Officer!
Ernest Bowers lay on a slab in the morgue. If he were alive, probabilities were that he would regain consciousness before 6:45. And the two embalmers on duty at the time had decided to get a bite to eat. When the phone rang, Anthony answered.
Well, we're going out to eat. Yeah, I know another one just came in. We got it here. Yeah, well, what's the rush? No, we just want to get a cup of coffee, and then we'll get on it. Look, is it our fault if it comes in just when we want to have a... Right? We can go home after? Well, that puts a different complexion on it. Yeah. Okay, yeah. What time is it, Al?
6:30.
Doc says if we embalm this one now, we can go home.
Well, let's start in then. I'm hungry.
Okay.
I'll start the motor.
Young guy, ain't he?
Yeah. I was speaking to the wife about that yesterday. Get the injector out, Tony.
Yeah.
And she was saying more and more people die, older and older.
Here. Yeah, it looks like we can open through the neck.
Yeah. Give me a piece of that goods.
All right.
Yeah. I says to her she should be around this place a while. We get 'em all aged.
You want me to do it?
No. You get the injector ready.
All right. Hey, look at him.
Yeah.
You never think that such a little thing like his heart stops beating could make him dead and not alive.
Yeah. Hold it steady, will you?
Yeah.
Ready?
Just a second. Okay.
All right. Here we go. Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
My glasses. They're clouding up.
Well, take them off.
No. I'll just clean them.
What'd the wife say to that?
Huh? About all ages?
Yeah.
She didn't have nothing to say. Only that most of the guys we deal with probably come to a violent end.
Yeah, well, there's something in that.
Okay. Got them clean. Here we go.
What's the matter?
They're steamed up again. Every time I bend over near... I wonder...
What?
It must be my imagination.
What?
I could have sworn this guy was breathing on my glasses.
Well, is he?
How could he?
Well, come on, then. Let's go. It's 7:15 already.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll get the phone.
Well, let's get this started first.
Okay.
We'll just...
Al.
What? What's the matter with you?
I thought I saw the guy's hand twitch.
Oh, don't be stupid.
Well, it gave me a scare. Well, let's wait a second. I'll get the phone.
There'll probably be another job, and we'll never get out of here. Let it ring.
Yeah, but the doc said we could go home after if we...
All right, come on. Let's get this thing over with. Okay. Give me the knife again. Tony?
Yeah?
Look here. I'm bent over like this. I ain't gonna move. My glasses are full of steam again.
Holy.
Is he? Is he alive? Look at me. I'm shaking all over. Look at him, Al. Look at his lips. Listen. Shut off that motor.
Apparently, the life of Ernest Bowers was worth $1.30 for a silver bracelet to the boys who ran away with it, and $5 for a blood-stained jacket to honest Jerry Murdoch. Their petty thefts brought a man to the brink of death. Oh, there's just one more episode, which perhaps doesn't belong in an accident report, but which I'd like to include. After regaining full consciousness, Ernest Bowers put in a telephone call from the morgue.
Hello, Mrs. Brawley. Is Mrs. Bowers in?
I don't know. I'll see. Josie, see if Mrs. Bowers is home. Who is it?
Well, this is Mr. Bowers.
Who? Mr. Bowers? Why, they told me you was dead. The hospital called and said...
Yeah, I know, Mrs. Brawley, but they made a mistake.
Oh. Well, here she is. Hello, Ernest. Where are you?
Well, darling, it's quite a long story. You see,
Never mind. You get right home, here? Dinner's getting ice cold.
Thank you, Pat O'Brien, for a great suspense show. Now, here is Harlow Wilcox.
I still got my coat in my head, Barlow.
Well, Hap, why don't you swap it for something useful?
I'd like to.
The way folks are swapping winter chills for springtime thrills, replacing old narrow gap spark plugs with wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. Autolite resistor spark plugs are made by Autolite men who make over 400 products for cars, trucks, airplanes, and boats in 28 Autolite plants from coast to coast. And Autolite also makes complete electrical systems for many makes of America's finest cars. Batteries, spark plugs, generators, starting motors, coils, distributors. All ignition engineered to fit together perfectly, work together perfectly, because they're a perfect team. So, folks, don't accept electrical parts that are supposed to be as good. Ask for and insist on Autolite, original factory parts, at your neighborhood service station, car dealer, garage, or repair shop. Remember, you're always right with Autolite.
Now, here again is Mr. Pat O'Brien.
It's been a pleasure for me to join this fine cast in bringing you another suspense play. I'm a suspense fan of long standing, and I'm just as anxious as I know you'll be to hear next week's broadcast when Edward G. Robinson returns in a story called You Can't Die Twice. Another gripping study in
Suspense.
Pat O'Brien may currently be seen in the RKO picture The Boy with Green Hair. Tonight's suspense play was written by Celie Glester and Merwin Gerard, with music composed by Lucian Moraweck and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The entire production was under the direction of Anton M. Leader. Next Thursday, same time, hear Edward G. Robinson in You Can't Die Twice.
You can buy Autolite electrical parts, Autolite resistor spark plugs, Autolite stay-full batteries at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
Here's great news. Suspense on television may be seen in many parts of the country every Tuesday night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Well, a rope on a shelf down there. I'll get it.
No, we'll carry him down, tie him up there.
No, don't tie me up. This house is...
Shut up, you. See if he has a handkerchief. Roll it up in a ball.
Listen to me. This house is...
All right, shove it in his mouth. Shove it in. Take off his belt and buckle it between his teeth, too. Fast. Okay.
What's he putting up such a fight about? This place is a lemon, nothing in it.
Take his leg.
Okay.
I did my last stretch just on account of leaving a guy in the open where he could put a squad car in my tail too quick. Okay, it's up to me here. Now, give me that rope. I'll hold him.
Hey, what's he putting up such a fight about? Look, mister, we ain't going to hurt you. Just leave you here in the cellar. He still ain't convinced. I can't figure him.
Okay, that does it. All right, I'll tie into this pipe. Otherwise, somebody's liable to come home right after we leave and hear him thrashing around. These houses are like matchboxes.
I wonder what he's trying to say.
Don't leave me tied up down here. I won't call the cops, I swear. This place is going to blow up, don't you understand? Explode. This house is going to explode.
Who cares what he's trying to say? Let's go. We'll pull another job tonight.
Hey.
This time I'll do the picking.
Well, it looked like a good setup, standing way off like it is. Hey, mister, will you relax? You'll never get out of them nuts. Hey, what's he so bug-eyed about? What is it, mister? This alarm clock over here? What do you care what time it is? You ain't going anyplace. Hey, should we take the clock, Duke?
Nah, couldn't raise a buffalo nickel on it. Ordered it to. Let's go. We got work to do.
Right.
Come back. Don't leave me here. This house explodes at 3 o'clock. Listen to me. It blows up in an hour and a quarter. Come back. Come.
All set? Let's take it back way.
Gone. They're gone. The only people in the world who know where I am. I've got to get out.
For Suspense, Autolite is bringing you Van Heflin in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Look here, Holloway. Can you help me with my income tax?
Why, I'm just the guy. Here, just fill in Form W-1066, IOU, RSVP, your telephone number, and ALRSP.
ALRSP? Autolite resistor spark plug. Harlow, why, they ought to jail you for this. After all,
Hey, do you and your income tax reports want to look good?
Well...
Then save, Hap, my boy. Save gas, for instance. Replace your old narrow-gap spark plugs with wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. They make your car idle smoother, give you better performance on leaner gas mixtures. Actually save gas dollars.
Harlow, with me all tied up in taxes and internal revenue...
For internal revenue for your engine, switch to wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. They're ignition engineered by Autolite to meet the highest standards of automotive engineers, to give you smoother idling, more mileage for your dollar.
I'm worried.
You don't have to worry, Hap. Why, with wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs, you even cut down spark plug interference with radio and television reception. Remember, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Van Heflin as Paul in 3 o'clock. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
I can't get out. Nobody knows I'm here. 56, 57, 58, 59. 12 minutes to 2. It goes so fast. That second hand goes so fast. 5, 6, 7. Less than 72 minutes. Help me. Somebody help me. Help me. Help me. 11 minutes to 2. Only 71 minutes. Not even that now. 3, 4, 5, 6. Francie, come home and get me out of this. I love you. I can't help being jealous, can I? I'm sorry I tried to kill you. It's because I love you so much. I'm jealous. But you deserve it. You deserve to die for what you've done to me. Can't you imagine how I felt that day last month when I came home?
That's you, Paul?
Oh, you're home so early. Are you sick? Another one of your headaches?
Oh, I feel fine, honest.
Well, why are you home so early?
Well, I don't know. I just got lonely for you, and I said to myself, well, you're the boss, old boy. It's your watch repair shop. Now, if you want to close ahead of time, who's to say no? Come on, hold still a second. Your lipstick is smeary.
It is? Well, I was lying down. I guess
Well, it's all right. Now, come on, pucker up. Well, you smeared again.
Well, I'll fix it. As long as you're home early, why don't you rest a while? The morning paper's still in the den.
I guess I will at that. I had a heavy lunch, pot roast and potatoes and apple pie. And what'd you do today, honey?
Oh, the usual. Cleaned the house, went marketing. Wish we could have bought a car. I mean, isolated the way we are, walking 8 streets.
I sat down on the couch, and there it was in the ashtray on the end table. A cigar butt, still moist on one end, still warm on the other. Any visitors today?
What'd you say?
I said any visitors today.
No. None. Not even a peddler.
You're a liar, Francie. You lied to me that time. 42, 43, 44, 45. No clock has ever gone this fast. Of all the thousands I've looked at and set right in my shop, not one has ever gone so fast. Its quarter hours go around like minutes, and its minutes like seconds. 3 minutes to 2. That's cheating me. It's not keeping the right time. That second hand's whirling like a pinwheel. Make it stop, somebody. When the clock says 3, the house explodes. No. Oh, no, that can't be. It was just 2 o'clock. It can't be that late already. 12 minutes past 2. Only 48 minutes and... less than 48 minutes. It's 47, 56, 55, 54. Look at that second hand. Francie. She's in the kitchen. She's putting down her parcels. How can I make her hear me? There must be some way. And now she's at the hall closet, and he must be hanging up her coat. Oh, Francie, thank you so much for coming home early. I love you so, and I need you. How could I ever have thought of hurting you? I must have been crazy, but I'm not now. Back to the kitchen. Why doesn't she come down here to look for something? She might stay up there all afternoon, lie down. She might wash her hair. She might stay up there till it's time to get supper ready. What she does is no supper, no Francie, no me. Francie, come down here. I know that you can't hear me, but come down here, please. Please, come down here.
Hello? Yes, Dave. I just got in this minute. Oh, Dave, I'm all upset. I have $11 table money in the kitchen, and it's gone. And the wristwatch Paul gave me is gone, too. We must have been robbed.
She knows we've been robbed. I should get the police now, and they'll search the whole place, and they'll look down here.
Well, I'll look again, but I know it's gone. Paul will have a fit.
Oh, no, I won't. I won't, honest.
No, I haven't reported it yet. We have to be so careful.
You're not kidding.
I called Paul at the shop while I was out, and there was no answer. I hope nothing's wrong.
Can't you guess there's something wrong if I'm not in the shop?
Maybe you'd better come out. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, that's good. Sure. Come on. If I go, both of you go with me. What time is it? Oh, no. It can't be 19 past 2. Only 41 minutes left. 33, 34, 35, 36. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Oh, there I go. Stop it. And think fast. Think like you did last week when you came home and she threw her arms around you and hugged you and, well, that little liar.
Hi, Paulie.
Hello.
No kiss?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, what's the matter? Hard day? So hard you can't even force a smile? I'll make you smile. I'll make you laugh. Kissy. Come on, smile.
Stop tickling. Wait. Cut it out.
What's this in your pocket?
Francie, don't.
A present for me?
I said don't. Give me that.
All right. You don't have to grab. What is it?
Well, it's fertilizer. That's what it is.
fertilizer?
Yeah, a sample package. I figured maybe we'd start a little garden in the back. A few flowers, maybe.
Oh, well, that's a nice idea. That's just what I'll do.
Yeah, well, I'll keep it down in the cellar. The fellow gave it to me, said that it should be kept in a cool, dry place. I'll buy the seed just as soon as you make up your mind what you want. Fertilizer. She never even suspected that it was an explosive. I brought other things home.
Now, Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations present
Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you Van Heflin in Cornell Woolrich's famous 3 o'clock, a suspense play produced and directed by Anton M. Leader.
Friends, get in step. Give your car a rep for PEFT. Replace those narrow gap spark plugs with wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. Your car will idle smoother, smooth as silk and satin. Give you tip-top power and performance on leaner gas mixtures. Actually save gas dollars. That's right, actually save gas dollars. Autolite regular type spark plugs have long been standard factory equipment on many leading makes of cars and trucks. And now 6 of these leading makers of cars and trucks have switched to Autolite resistor type spark plugs for factory installation on their new 1949 models. The new Autolite resistor spark plugs are the spark plugs of today and the future. Remember, you're right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents Van Heflin in a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Francie signed her own death warrant. She signed her own death warrant, didn't she? You're a good husband to her, and yet she's two-timing you with another man, isn't she? And you made up your mind weeks ago to kill her, didn't you? Well, now, at the last second, what are you waiting for? You've got everything down here you need to do the job. That box near the wall filled with explosive, 2 copper wires already capped. This alarm clock, what's holding you back? Memories of your honeymoon? She's two-timing you with another man. Weigh that in your hand. All right, then, get to work. First, set the alarm. When she gets back from shopping around 2:30, you better set it for 3 o'clock. Good. Now then, wind it up. Now then, put the cap into the wires into the little holes you drilled in the box. Oh, no, wait. That explosive's kind of tricky, temperamental. Don't touch that box any more than you have to. First, attach the wire to the alarm clock. I wonder why more people haven't thought of this. Probably wouldn't know how to go about it if they did. There. Now the cap into the wires into the box. Careful now, careful. There it is. Check it over now. You don't want any slip-ups. At 3 o'clock, the alarm goes off. It sets up a spark. The spark runs along the wires to the detonators in the box, and that's all there is to it. Well, don't just stand here. Get back downtown to the shop. What are you doing in my house? Hey, Duke, somebody is home.
That'll hold him a couple of seconds.
Shouldn't have been standing there. Must have been down the cellar all the time we was here.
You said you cased this place for 3 days. Get me something to tie him up and let's
go. No. Don't tie me up. Don't tie me.
Plug him again. Okay. That's the cellar down there?
Yeah.
See if there's any rope around.
Codes, make it. Oh, somebody's at the door. Come in, please. Please come in and find me and let me out of here. Please.
Gas company.
Gas company. The one call in all the day's routine from the earliest morning till latest night that can possibly bring anyone down here to the cellar.
Anybody home in there? Gas company? Anybody home?
I am. I'm down here. Don't wait for somebody to answer the door. It's not locked. Come in. Please. He's gone. No. He's coming around to the back.
Why don't we... What? I said, why don't we go in and read the meter anyway, even if nobody's home?
Yes.
Company policy. We never go in to read a meter unless somebody's home. I'm sure they're never home when you want them to be.
But I am home. I am. I'm right down here. I can see your legs through the window. All you have to do is to bend down and look in, and you'll see me. No, don't go away. Stay here. I'll kill you if you go, so help me. I'll kill you. No, I didn't mean that. Please stay. Please stay. Look at the time. 1 minute past 2. 59 minutes left. Not even an hour now. 59 minutes less 8, 9, 10, 11. How long 59 minutes seems when you're waiting for someone. Like the night that I waited for Francie to come home from a movie, and she was late. The night Francie was late coming home from a movie. Yes, in a pig's eye she was at a movie. She was with her boyfriend. Well, sure, I was worried. What did you think? You said you'd be home before 11, and here it is almost midnight. I was about to call the hospitals and the police.
Oh, Paul, I'm sorry. Really, I am. All those short subjects, and then the bus was late. I'm sorry you worried.
Oh, forget about it. How was the movie?
It was all right. Nice Western.
Oh, a Western? I thought you were going to see Three Musketeers.
I was, but I changed my mind. I saw Red River instead.
Well, I didn't know that was playing in the neighborhood.
Well, I went downtown. I thought as long as I'm out of the house, I might as well do a little shopping.
Well, the stores were open tonight?
No, did I say shopping? I meant window shopping.
Oh. Well, what was the movie about?
You know, Western. A lot of shooting and riding.
How was Gary Cooper's performance?
Oh, good. I've always liked him.
No, I didn't mean Cooper. Cooper's not in it. I meant John Wayne.
Oh, was that John Wayne? You know, they all look alike to me. Those big hats.
That was the night that she signed her own death warrant. Little things put the official seal on it, like the cigar butt in the living room, like the gasoline drippings on the street in front of our house, and we don't even own a car. And it wasn't a delivery truck either, because the drippings showed that it stood there a long time, an hour or more. And like the time last week when... The time. 12 minutes after 2.